Hi, everyone. Welcome back. We have an update from Eloro Resources Limited. It trades on the OTCQX under the symbol ELRRF and on the TSX under the symbol ELO. It's an exploration and mine development company with a portfolio of gold and base metal properties in Bolivia, Peru, and Quebec. Please welcome VP of Corporate Development. We have Chris Holden. Happy to see you again, Chris. What's your update today?
Nice to be here. Tom sends his apologies. He's away on business, so this whole update has come down to me. So last time Tom had presented was early February, so I'm just going to give you an update since that time. For people that are unfamiliar with the story, as Zen has mentioned, we are solely focused on developing what we consider to be a significant giant deposit that has exposure to zinc, silver, and tin, two of which are critical minerals as defined by majority of the countries globally, as well as a significant silver deposit that sits atop of it. So we really started drilling on this property in early 2021, and a resource came out in 2023. You can see by the size of it, it's considerable size, 560 million tons, in the polymetallic, and then 110 million in the tin domain. So it's substantial in size, and it's one of the only deposits globally that has not been acquired by a major and or has a significant investment into that. So what we're seeing over the next, what we're going to do over the next year is develop our preliminary economic assessment and actively looking for ways to drive this program and deposit going forward, looking for strategic interest. So we've spent about 60 million in the ground. We just did a raise in early April, 5.3 million Canadian, which is enough to drive our exploration program to fulfill our PEA, which we're expecting to be done by the end of 2025. We have 5,000 to 10,000 meters of drilling we need to do to accomplish that, as well as some further metallurgical work to do on the tin side that I think Tom would have highlighted in the last presentation. So we're looking to put 2 rigs onto the ground. We're circling that for, I guess, early May, with the potential of having another drill coming on the property at the May 15th. Another thing that we've done since that time is we're pleased to bring on Colin Belshaw, who has extensive experience in both underground and open pit mining. It was an area that we needed some expertise. We've got expertise on corporate development. We've got expertise in exploration. We've got expertise in metallurgy. And what we really needed was somebody to help us out on the mining side. Because as we drive this forward for an economic assessment, there's plenty of opportunities that are available to us. I know we initially scoped out like a 35,000 ton a day open pit, but the way that our drill results are coming in and the significance of them, we're having drill results. DSB 76 was almost 130 grams silver over 52.5 meters. That's the kind of grade you get in an underground deposit, and we're looking at mining that using cheap, effective open pit strategies. That's much more capital efficient and leads to greater return of capital. So that's where we're really going over the next little bit. We've hired Colin. We've got some money in the till that takes us through to the PEA. We're going to have our drills start turning at the beginning of May. So we're going to have lots of news flow coming up over the next 6 to 9 months. So just in terms of that, our share structure, this is pre the deal. So we're roughly about 105, 106 million shares outstanding. Management owns a significant chunk of that. The last deal, the roughly 5.3 million Canadian, went primarily institutional, which is fantastic because as a junior mining company, it's been extremely challenging over the last year to attract people into the sector. I mean, when you're having gold at 3,400 and, now we have silver at 34, you're getting that interest back again. And we were certainly seeing that with the institutional ownership that came into this. So that is a big positive for us. And I'll just take a step here and maybe talk about where we see the PEA coming from. Like the original 600, million tons was really driven by a larger deposit. And what we're seeing here is, and I can't find the slide. Sorry, you gotta excuse me here. It's really tough to read. So that larger deposit, that black area, was the original 600 million tons. And what we're looking at focusing is doing some infill drilling in that red area there that's going to range between 150 to 200 million tons. Now, the original knock on the resource was it was lower grade, 14 grams silver, under 1 to 2% zinc, and about the same on the lead side. And really what that was an exploration first pass attempt at an MRE to really gauge the size of what we have here. We think it's a monster. And so what we've done is we did that initial resource, and now we've narrowed it down to say, okay, what effectively can we do at a 12 to 15-year mine life at a higher grade potential? And that's kind of what the red outline is. So we feel pretty comfortable that we've kind of cracked the nut on our exploration program and really have a better understanding of the structures, the faulting, where the high ground is. And we've done that continually since we started to release these infill drilling results in early November, and the last one being just earlier this week. So we're pretty comfortable that we think we can get to that 150 to 200 million tons with a silver grade between 50 gram to 60 gram, a tin that wasn't actually included in the original resource that we could have, 0.3, 0.4% tin and, 1 to 2% zinc. That puts us at a top tier economic development that anybody would be interested in looking at from a strategic standpoint. So we have some more work to do on the metallurgical side, on the tin side specifically, because we think as we have hit these stronger results over the last little bit, it is larger grain cassiterite. So I won't get too technical here, but it's super easy to process. You basically run it through a gravity circuit, and it's the most cost-effective way. And so now that we have a broad suite of people that can understand and develop this project from an expertise perspective, we're really excited as to, what we think we can achieve over the next, 6 to 8 months. And I would just kind of like to highlight here is kind of what we're looking at. This is basically from Mining Visuals. It's the highest potential, the largest undeveloped silver deposits on a global basis. And if you look at it, we're number 3 on the list, but we're also one of the only ones that's inferred and not really drilled out to its full potential. So as you can see by this, the silver grade is about 14, 15 grams. We think if we can get that to 40 to 50 or even 60, it's a fantastic opportunity for investors. And as we are large shareholders itself, that's what our goal is. So look for more drill results, look for some updated metallurgy, look for Tom and I will be busy doing corporate development over the next year. So, we're pretty positive. I think I mentioned this a couple times, but we're super excited about what's going to happen over the next year. And that's it.
All right, great. Thank you, Chris. Just a few, let's see if we can get a question or two in. So talk about the proposed drill program for the remainder of the year.
Sure. So we're going to start off with 2 rigs. They'll be in the field starting May 1st. We're hopefully going to bring another drill in May 15th. The challenge in Bolivia at the moment is there's a lack of diesel in country because of the challenges with US dollar. And so the third drill might get delayed because we actually might not have enough diesel to run a third rig. So what we're planning to do is to drill 5,000 meters, sit back, evaluate, see where we need to adjust, and see where the next planned program would be, and then we would do another 5,000 meters after that. And depending upon our success and what we do, we may need more to actually get us to the level that we feel comfortable about, getting that 200 million tons in terms of PEA. So it's clearly laid out. We already have the drill plan set out for the first 5,000 meters, and we're just kind of waiting for the rigs to kind of come on site.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for this update. We certainly hope to follow along with your journey. So come back on hopefully next month. We'll see you soon.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
All right, everyone. We'll be right back.